did what I could with what I had.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did what I could with what I have. I feel like that's the word, because sometimes people have ideas or think of things they want to do,
Yeah.
and they just keep prolonging or procrastinating or just putting it off because they don't have like the right skills, or they don't know how to do it, or they don't have the funds in place. But I like how you said that.
Because I spoke a little bit before the event commenced, like I didn't prep anything, but I was just like, God, like you're here. And it was almost as if God was saying, you've done everything that you needed to do. Everything that you had within your power to do, you've done it. Now it's my turn to show up, because this is not your event, this is my event. And he just took over from there. Adam or Eve. Like, you know, it could be...
Maybe Adam.
I think it was Adam. Anyway.
It was Adam, definitely. If he was paying attention to Eve, the snake wouldn't have tricked her.
Listen, he's the one that got the instruction in the first place.
When he saw Eve with it, he would have been like, please drop that apple now.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. He didn't do his role as a man.
Yeah. Eve is just a girl, okay?
Exactly. She's doing what a girl would normally do.
Yeah.
I mean, she was only just strict. It wasn't really her fault, was it?
You know what I mean? She was just having a conversation. Like, for real.
People say this. Welcome to Beyond the Collection by M.A.D, the podcast where we spotlight small business owners, uncover the real behind the scenes of how they're building a thriving business, from the highs to the lows and the lessons they've learned along the way, as this lesson will equip you to start and to grow your business. I'm your host, Ifyok, and I've got an amazing guest here with me, Tiwi. She's a multi-hyphenate business owner, and she has 2 communities which she currently runs, and she does so many amazing events in and around Manchester. So for those that are seeing you for the first time, Tiwi, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, my name is Tiwi, and I am the founder of Sheinnovates and also the event lead of Hesaidshesaid as well. So these are 2 platforms, both with similar missions, but different expressions. Sheinnovates is a platform where I create events and spaces for women to become and be seen. That can look like, you know, networking events, panel events, socials, anything that really has the theme of womanhood, embracing womanhood, entrepreneurship, and just community as a whole. And then with Hesaidshesaid, that is a platform that has been built to bring both men and women together to have conversations about relationships, but from a Christian perspective. So we're bridging the gap and kind of eliminating what culture says and coming back to what scripture says.
That is so good.
Yeah.
That is so good. Right, okay, let's take it all the way back to the beginning. How did it start, and what inspired you to start the journey? So before you even started any of this community, just a bit about you.
Cool. So a bit about me. So my background, what I started doing when I was like in high school, well, even before that in like primary school, was I was always very much into performing arts. I sing, I could dance. I did a little bit of acting, but nothing to shout about, really and truly. The singing, honestly, the singing and the dancing was my main thing. And then I think it came to the end of high school, and I joined an organization called Kaiso. They are a youth organization based here in Manchester. And I was just like, you know, I would go to events with them. I would sometimes like sing at different events as well, because they get, you know, young people to like perform at different events and showcase their talent. So that kind of started, and, you know, maybe like 6 years down the line, now I've worked my way up to leadership, and then I was asked to be a director of the organization as well. So I was doing that for about a year, and I really loved it. I love working with young people. I feel like that's part of my purpose, like creating spaces for young people and creating opportunities for young people to like thrive and, you know, to become. But I was just like, there's not really that much for the girls. And I was always really into like watching like YouTube videos of like influencers going to these events. And I was like, why do we not have this? Like, why do we not have spaces for girls who like want to grow, to develop, to become more than what society tells them they can be, or like, you know, spaces where women can learn how to be women, you know, learn what this thing called womanhood is, and how to start a business if they want to start a business and all of this kind of stuff. And then it just like God just, you know, put it on my heart even more and more and more. And I was at university, and then the name came to me, Sheinnovates, and I literally just started the page. And because I studied fashion promotion at university, I would always do like a
How did you go from fashion to like from event to doing fashion? Because like that's two different worlds.
So I know it's kind of crazy. So in high school I did performing arts and fashion as like my two options, right? So when I went to college, I did like a creative music course. So that was like literally the whole music industry type vibe, from singing to playing instruments, sound engineering, all of that kind of stuff. But then I was just like, oh, this is kind of boring. Like, I don't really want to do this. And then I decided to go for a fashion promotion course at UCLan University. So that's where I studied. And I did like the marketing side, but also like the creative side. So all your styling, like the photography, videography, all of that kind of stuff, and event planning as well. So that's kind of where some of the skills have been like, you know, like cultivated, I would say. And that's then when I started like the Sheinnovates page. And I would just create different encouraging posts because I didn't quite know exactly how I wanted to express like what I wanted to do, or how I would go about it. I'm at uni, like who has the funds? Do you know what I mean? Like, let me just try and do what I can, use what I have, and we'll go from there. And then so I create this page and I'm just posting like different quotes. I'm creating the stuff on like Illustrator and InDesign, all of this kind of stuff, and just posting it, putting it out there, and people were following, and I was like, wow.
People can resonate.
Do you know what I mean? I'm just posting like a few graphics here. Like, I'm not really doing that much. And then I think I must have started doing like interviews as well with different people, and just like hearing their story. And then I decided, okay, I'm gonna like make this a thing now. And I hosted the launch event, which had like 100 people in the space, which I was just like, whoa.
I know.
This is so crazy. No one even knows what this is, you know? Like, it's crazy. But it was an incredible experience. And a lot of the people that were in that space 2 years ago in 2023, when we launched, have like kind of just been at all of our events like now.
So you've only had this for 2 years.
Yeah.
I think you've done incredible in 2 years, in the space of 2 years.
Yeah.
That is really, really good. So when you were doing the community events for the youth, is that what you did all until you said event in 2023? Or did you do any other events like in a smaller scale or something? Because I feel like the first event, 100 people, that is massive.
Yeah. I was kind of shocked myself. I was kind of shocked. I think the only other reference of like an event that I had done like solely independent before launching Sheinnovates was an event that I did, actually 2 events. I did a Black History Month event in college, and it was very similar. It was kind of like a foreshadowing of what I would do. There was like a panel of like people from the community that were like speaking about like, you know, the Black experience and all of this kind of stuff, which was incredible. And then I had another platform actually during that time called United Youth. So like that was just kind of my way of like creating a space for like Christian young people. Obviously I was still doing like the youth work as well, but like it was kind of like just a space for me to like create a space for young people as well, but in the Christian community. So we had an event which was really great. There was like performers and stuff, and like someone spoke and like taught the word and whatnot, and that was really good. I think there must have been like 20 or 30 people in the room, which was pretty good for me. I was like, oh, this is a lot of people, you know. This is a lot of people. I like it. But yeah, those were the only two like independent events that I had done prior to launching Sheinnovates.
Okay, that's really good. I think I like how you said at the beginning, I just started with what I have, and I just did what I started with. What's the phrase you used? I did what I had with what I...
Yeah, did what I could with what I had.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did what I could with what I have. I feel like that's the word, because sometimes people have ideas or think of things they want to do.
Yeah.
And they just keep prolonging or procrastinating or just putting it off because they don't have like the right skills, or they don't know how to do it, or they don't have the funds in place. But I like how you said that, like, do what you have with what you... Yeah, just keep mixing it up. But you get what I mean? Yeah, that's really good. So from your first event of 100 people, how did that just carry on?
So after that first event, I decided, okay, it's kind of pricey to do events like every single month. So I like set myself the goal of like doing events every 3 months.
Okay.
But then, so here's where the story gets kind of crazy. So the event, the launch event happens on the 8th of March. And then literally a month after, I just felt a leading to like quit my job.
Okay.
And like in those moments, you know, like when like God speaks to you and he's like, yeah, you gotta do this.
Exactly.
And you're like, but how am I gonna...
mind tricking me?
Do you know what I mean? Like there is no way. Like I am a rational babe. Like I also like nice things. I like to live a nice way. You know, like not having a job is just something that I don't foresee myself doing. But God was like, yeah, like you're gonna have to leave. And I was like, okay. And he gave me a date to hand in my resignation, and I had to do it. And then I'm like, I don't have a job now, like what's gonna happen? But I managed to save, and like God made a way for like me to just have the right amount of funds to be able to carry me through. And then maybe like 2 months after, like a month after I handed in my resignation. So now I'm not working. We launched Hesaidshesaid. Yeah.
That is really good.
Yeah.
So that means you've launched the 2 businesses within the space of like 3 months-ish.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And that event was like incredible, and there was 80 people in the room.
Wow.
And people had no idea what it was.
It's almost this people not knowing what it is, but they just come in. Let's
Do you
just
know
see
what
this
I mean?
is about.
I'm like, it can only be God, because
know,
what the heck,
exactly.
guys? Like I know I need to see something a couple of times before I come, unless it's my friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah.
So when you launched Sheinnovates, what prompted you, or what inspired you to also add He Said, She Said?
So He Said, She Said was really like, well, the idea was cultivated by conversations that I'd had, and like thoughts that like, you know, was sparking in my mind. I know a lot of people have watched things like Backchat and stuff, and like other platforms that, you know, have conversations between men and women, which there tends to just be a lot of clashing. There's no actual like why are we shouting across the room?
I couldn't keep up with that thing, to be honest. I'm sure I'm probably the only one that don't watch it, because the drama, I'm like,
do you know what I mean?
Me.
It's like annoying. Like, you know, like
sorry to the producers or people on the show.
I do apologize. However,
just saying how I feel.
Yeah, I don't want to listen to like men and women shouting. Like, and I feel like I'm also a growing woman, so I'm trying to figure out what life is supposed to look like, how to maneuver relationships with the opposite sex, like, and also like friendships, all of this kind of stuff, and
in a respectful and godly way.
Do you know what I
That's
mean?
Not giving it.
Like, that can't be my representation.
No chance.
Like, it just can't. I had a conversation with like a male friend of mine, and we literally were just like, oh, like maybe we should, you know, unite, because he had a men's organization that he runs like workshops and like, you know, just like chats with men about like mental health things and whatnot. And yeah, we said, I have a platform for women, let's just join forces and see what we can create, what the conversation could spark, and also make sure we're bringing everything back to scripture. So like when you come to a he said she said event, that like even the panelists themselves, like there is not one point that they will bring to the table without backing it up by scripture. You know, so like the room, like it just needs to be surrounded with scripture, because like the culture can't have any place in a space like that where we're trying to come into a place of unity and understanding of one another, you know. So yeah.
Well, that is really good. I feel it's nice when, because there's quite a lot of events for like women and things that are centered around the female perspective or how women should do things. It's always nice when there's a place where it's not just men, but it's a mix of both of them, and it's also in a godly manner. So we're not confused about what this is about. So I feel like that is really good. Okay, so from all the events you've been doing, which I'm sure has been a lot since 2023, how do you let people know the event is happening? How, so from the very first launch, which you say had 100 people, which is a lot. How did you let people, or just market the event? How did people know that was happening?
Yeah, so social media has definitely been like my biggest tool for events, like just like pushing it on social media, whether that be through graphic posts or like videos, like just the standard social media stuff. Instagram has been our main platform, but we've definitely started seeing that there's people coming to our events who have seen them from like TikTok as well. So that's a place that I'm now starting to kind of invest in and like, you know, post more on there and become more consistent, especially as like events approach and stuff. Also friends. I think one thing that I've been able to do is just utilize the people around me as well, and literally just ask them to tell their people, you know what I mean, because like we're all connected to about 10 other people, you know. So so that's definitely been something that's worked in our advantage. So word of mouth, social media. I've paid for ads, but I don't make a habit of it because I've not always seen the return in that. But I think it's definitely something useful to get the events like in front of people's faces. I don't know, what else? Like, I think just speaking to people.
And I'm sure you've been in like communities where you've like also used that to promote the event as well.
Yeah. So like different community groups. So like that we're in right now, like just utilizing those spaces on like WhatsApp and stuff. Like people see it and people might actually just like decide, oh, it's like for them and they want to come, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So one thing we tend to do as well is, this is always just more to boost the events predominantly, is to do collaboration posts with like the people that we're going to be having at the event, doing a lot of collaboration behind the scenes. So maybe it might be people doing decor or whatever it might be, making sure that like we're also spotlighting them, because when we spotlight them, they also spotlight us in return.
So kind of like a win-win.
Yes. So literally just collaboration. I think that's one of the main points to driving that visibility. Because you never know who's watching.
Exactly. And who from their audience will be interested in what you're doing and be wanting to come in as well. So
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So running a business can be a struggle sometimes. So what are some of the struggles that you've gone through with trying to create an event for women and men
Yeah.
in a godly atmosphere? What are some of the struggles you would say you've gone through, if at all any?
I think across the board, it's probably funding that's been like the biggest. Like, okay, where's this money coming
It's all of
from?
us.
Do you know what I mean?
Funding is always
It's
like a
like,
huge thing.
honestly, it's like you have this vision and you want it to come to life and you want people to experience it, but it's like, oh,
When you do
man,
the math, the math is not matching.
listen,
The account is not counting.
no. Honestly. So I think that's where the reliance on things like tickets comes in, which it's like an advantage, but it's very much a disadvantage because like you don't want to rely on ticket sales. Do you know what I mean? But I'm also not the type to take an offering. So like I'm just like he said, she said, hey everybody, if you feel it in your heart.
Wait, I don't think that's an issue though, because if
Yeah.
people can see the value of what they are getting when they come to the event, I
Yeah.
feel like some people might be open to want to give more than the ticket price. So maybe that
that's
might be
true.
an option. So do you get
Maybe.
like events do like the donation page or
No, so
sponsorship?
I've never like done like a donation page because I always see like the tickets sale as the seed itself, if you know what I mean. I feel like people are open to give if they would like to,
Okay.
but it's just never been my thing to like kind of put it on people to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
so because I feel like people give so much already, if you know what I mean. So yeah. But I think definitely the funding aspect has been a challenge. Another thing, particularly for He Said, She Said, is getting more men in the room. Oh
Tell me
my
about it.
goodness.
Like it's like they can't be bothered coming to these
Honestly,
things.
and the thing is, like, I feel like it's something that they want to like come to. It's something that they would like to be like involved in. But it's just, reaching them in a way that they understand or they can get a clear picture of what it actually is. That's been my main like issue. So I'm always asking my male friends like, hey, how do we get your brothers in these rooms?
I know.
Like how do we do that?
I listened to someone that said something. I feel like it was a pastor. I can't quite remember. It's been a while now. It said when you do events or relationship events for men, the
Yeah.
room is like empty.
Yeah.
But if you do finances,
Oh yeah.
I'm like, that is so true.
For
The
real.
room is overflowing. They're even standing at the back.
Legit.
So maybe if you want to do events,
Yeah,
you
might
come
need to
involved.
do.
There was a way he put it. I'm like, oh, I think that makes so much sense. So now that I've just said it, I'm like, that is actually a thing.
Yeah.
Guys don't show up for like relationship because they really cannot be bothered.
Honestly.
But when it's the money, it's like,
Yeah.
hand me the money. Where is it happening?
Honestly.
Yeah. So how do you get to? Is that something you've been able to overcome, like getting more men in the room, or is that something you're still working on then?
I'm definitely still working on it. I think that I'm learning like in the ways like just to even create content that speaks to men and like that men would see and be like, oh, I want to come to that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's definitely something that I'm still working on, still asking the questions, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. And it was one of the biggest thing you'd say you've accomplished in the last 2 years-ish since you've started doing like both events or communities, or started building both communities?
I think the main thing that's definitely stood out to me is the strength of the community behind like each vision. I think it's just been incredible. There's people that I met I was saying earlier, there's people that I met at the launch of Sheinnovates that have been to every single event like after. Do you know what I mean? That are like have become family, that have become community. So I think that's definitely one of the biggest highs that I've experienced like in this journey of having these two platforms. It's just the community behind, people that really genuinely believe and value, you know, what the space brings, what the conversation brings. I think that's all I could ever ask, because at the end of the day, I'm not doing any of it for myself. Like, I feel like this is very much calling, this is very much purpose and assignment. To know that people are coming into these spaces and they're genuinely like, they're getting so much out of this experience that they want to stay and come to the next is just everything for me.
I know.
You know?
That is really good, because if it's like you do the first event and then you do the next one and no one shows up, it's like, what have I done wrong?
Yeah.
But the fact that people come all the time. So do you still do it
Yeah.
like once every 3 months, or have you increased the frequency now?
Yeah, so the goal is still once every 3 months, but we have done a few more than we normally would in the last couple of months. So we had 2 in August, we had 1 in September. We may be having another one at the end of October, but that's like a pop-up. And then November. So like it's been quite regular. A lot more regular than normal.
That's like 4 events in like 3 months.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy for me. Oh my God. Like when I tell you, August was like crazy, because it was one event. I think it was a He Said, She Said event on the 1st of August, and then the Esther's Arise event for Sheinovates on the 8th of August. I was completely knocked out after that. I was completely knocked out. But yeah, definitely.
Why did you choose to do 2 in August in that short time frame?
So I don't know.
Okay.
I think I always it's become like a bit of a system with Sheinnovates now, where I love to do events on the 8th. Yeah.
It's kind of like monthly birthday something.
Yeah, like I love to do events on the 8th.
Oh, that makes sense.
So that just kind of fell into place. And then He Said, She Said, like there was just no other time that was possible apart from the 1st of August. So that's probably why.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So from all the, I know like running 2 communities with this capacity can be a lot.
Yeah.
How do you manage your time or manage yourself without losing yourself?
I'm still like finding
Work
a
in
way to
progress.
balance. Yeah, like, but yeah, I'm still figuring that out. I feel like balance is just such an interesting thing. Like things just always just pile on my plate. But I'm figuring it out. Yeah.
That's really good. I think it's just going to be like a continuous. We're not going to arrive at the point where we're like, oh, we know what exactly what, because when you feel like you've gotten there, there's always like more things to learn and things to improve on and all of that. So yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
So you wear so many hats. How do you manage your time from like doing events and everything else without losing yourself?
Yeah. So it's crazy because I wear so many hats. I work part-time, like 2 days a week, and then the rest of the time I'm doing this, but I'm also doing my master's as well. So I just kind of have to schedule that time in. Like on days where I'm out and about, tends to be in a coffee shop. I'll maybe do like an hour of emails in the morning, and then try and like maybe do like some coursework or whatever that I need to do, and then the rest of the time maybe like socials, content creation, and like any client work and stuff like that. But yeah,
that's like so many full-time jobs you're doing. Like I'm not sure how you keep them together, but that is a lot. What course are you doing your master's in?
I'm doing business transformation. Yeah.
Oh, that is really, what uni is it? Okay, so what are some of the like powerful God moments you would say or you've experienced in like leading, like hosting events, either the He Said, She Said events or the Sheinnovates? Have you experienced any like powerful God moments that you're like, this has to be God in this moment? It's not just my mind playing tricks on me.
I think that one that I experienced was actually recently at the Esther's Arise event.
Oh,
So
I came for that one.
yes, you were there. And normally during events, I am
Oh,
running
can I just
around.
say before we continue, that was so good.
Oh,
And I
thank
feel
you.
because that was the first time I was coming and I didn't even know what to expect. Like how you
Yeah.
said people come and they don't even know what it's about. And I'm like, okay. And I think you posted it in one of the groups that were bought in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, let me just come and see what. And it was so like all the ladies on the panel, everyone was so nice and friendly. The whole conversation, I'm like, this is the kind of spaces we need to be in, isn't it?
Yeah. No, for
Really
real.
good. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so
Just said I
much.
would interrupt you. Go on.
But that event in itself, I think that was probably one of the easiest events that I've ever put together.
Okay.
And like in terms of like the planning was just usual. And also because I was planning at the same time as planning the Hesaidshesaid event. So everything was a bit hectic anyway. Like there was a lot going on. And normally, even on event day, I'm running around trying to get things done, trying to make sure that, you know, everyone's okay, people are in the right places, they know what they're doing, if they're volunteering and stuff. But on that day, like, I can't, like, there's never been an event where I haven't brought like a box of like equipment and things that need to, you know, like be set up and like, you know, had like limited time to like set up and make sure the space is fine. No, like I had like this one, you know, I think it was even an M&S bag that like had all the things that I needed in it. I was like walking around town just chilling. I was
Relaxed.
so at peace. It was so strange. And when I got into the space and like, you know, I always have like a briefing and a panel discussion with like the panel and stuff like that before anyone even comes, and like prayer and whatnot. I was just saying to the girls, I said, guys, I am so chilled. And I kept using that word. I said, I am so chilled and I don't know what it is. And the girls were like, it's the peace of God. And I was like, yeah, because like everything just was so seamless. Like I had no worries. I was just like, it's like it wasn't even my event. Like I was coming to attend
This
as
is so
well.
many.
Like honestly, I like didn't even really prep anything that I was gonna say like beforehand, because I spoke a little bit before the event commenced. Like I didn't prep anything, but I was just like, God, like you're here. And it was almost as if God was saying, you've done everything that you needed to do. Everything that you had within your power to do, you've done it. Now it's my turn to show up, because this is not your event, this is my event. And he just took over from there. So there's nothing, obviously questions and everything that we planned, like other things, food, all of that kind of stuff, that was all prepared and whatnot. However, it's like God took hold of the timeline. He took hold of each and every speaker, each and every person in the room. Like, yeah, like it was one of the most incredible experiences that I've ever had, like in that event planning like process.
So would you say because because you had the whole chilled aura and just saying this is one of the chillest events I've had, do you feel like that helped your mindset to be chilled or just to be at peace? Or would you say anything was different from that event to maybe like the previous events you did?
I think maybe it was my mindset like going into it, but also I'm a very like meticulous person. So like you should see like the volunteer group chat. I had like a very detailed like list of what everyone needed to do. Like I like to ensure that things are running on time, that we're not like behind or ahead, that kind of thing. So like that was still there, but I was so much more at peace. And it was a peace that I couldn't.
Explain.
Yeah.
That's really good. So how do you find guests for so say you've got like panels or you've got speakers, and how do you find the right guest that fits the event or fits the atmosphere of what you're building? Because you don't want to bring someone on and they're going on about something that's not in line with the scriptures or looking at things in a godly manner or in a godly perspective. So how do you find the right guest that you feel this would do it?
Yeah, so I attend a lot of events, so I do a lot of like networking, a lot of the times unintentional. I'm just, coming across people, they're coming across me kind of vibe. So a lot of people that, have been part of the panel are people that I've met, and it might have just been like brief conversations, but they're people that stick with me, and I might not ask them straight away. It might even be 2 years down the line, for example. Like maybe one of my panelists at Esther's Arise, I met her 2 years ago, but we hadn't spoken since. But we followed each other on Instagram, so we knew who, we were. And I knew that she had a story that would be good to share in the room. But yeah, we didn't have like a personal relationship. So it is literally just like networking, seeing what works. I also have a lot of like really good friends who are just excellent, and who I know that if I get them involved in anything, they're gonna give the best, because like I understand their mindset, and I know that they're sound in advice, if you know what I mean. So yeah, networking, seeing who's online, who you can like meet, and kind of get more of a feel for. I don't really recommend getting anyone who is just popular. So you know what I mean, like ticket sales are great, but
it's better if the mindset or the person kind of is in sync with what you're doing. I think that's always, the value is always better than whatever ticket sales you're doing.
100%.
Definitely.
So yeah, that's always like my thought process is like, who's going to provide the most value in the room, who's going to speak to the people in the room from in a way that would be beneficial for them, if you know what I mean. So yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I don't get that much advice. Like I should ask people for like advice. Like people don't really.
So do people give you feedbacks when you do your events?
Yeah.
Or, like afterwards or something? Are there like things people have said and you've been like, please get out of here? Or are there things that people have said, be like, oh, that is so true. Like it makes so much sense, and they've just helped you grow.
Yeah, I think it might be in terms of like, different styles of events that we could like put together. So like, diversifying like our actual output, mainly for like he said, she said, because I feel like there's so much reach, or like there's so much that we could do with that platform in regards to the spaces we can create, spaces for people seeking their partners. Like it's the perfect space for that, if you think about it.
Link up.
Yeah, for real.
Exactly.
For real.
Because to be fair, people are actually looking for this thing.
Yeah.
And most times, because when you finish like school or uni or something, it's almost like the amount of spaces to meet people kind of reduces.
Yeah.
Have you heard that before?
Yeah.
And I feel like it all happens in real life as well.
Yeah.
So it's always nice that there's this environment where you can, or people will be like, oh, I'll go to a wedding and find someone, or I go to the gym and but then when you've got like this environment,
it's the perfect place for you to meet someone, because you know that the people in that space like-minded, like they're on what you're on. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I think, and like, more interactive, because we have this thing called like interactive segment where we might split everyone into groups and like give them a question, an assumption, or like a statement, and it could be like, like women only like tall men or something. Do you know what I mean? Like it could be something as like, basic as that. Whose fault was it in the garden, Adam or Eve? Like, it could be
Maybe Adam.
I think it was Adam.
I think it was
Anyway.
Adam's, definitely.
No,
If he was paying attention to Eve, the snake wouldn't have tricked her.
listen, he's the one that got the instruction in the first
Exactly.
place.
When he saw Eve with it, he would have been like, please drop that apple now.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. He didn't do his role as a man.
Yeah. For real. Eve is just a girl, okay?
Exactly. She's doing what a girl would normally do.
Yeah.
I mean, she was only just strict. It wasn't really her fault,
Do you
was
know
it?
what I mean? She was just having a conversation.
Ex-
Like, for real.
I can't believe I'm saying this. But for real, though.
No, for real. Oh, my days.
Right, okay.
So, yeah, so we have like an interactive segment. And people have said they want more of that, more time for that. So that's something that we've definitely, taken on board and are looking to do more of as well. Because I think those are fun. Like
Exactly,
discussion is fun.
Always. Oh, I mean, you see what we just pulled off in just like 30 seconds.
No, for real.
All right, okay, yeah, that's really good. So how do you come up with ideas for each of the different events you have? Do you just like let God speak to you, or is it just from feedback from people?
A lot of times it's just what God's like, placed on my heart.
Okay.
And then we go from there and we just kind of build off of it, and find ways to expand the conversation. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, it's always just like, what's actually happening right now? What are the issues that we're seeing in society, between men and women, and how do we address it, and which lens do we come from as it pertains to scripture as well, to kind of create that space of understanding.
Okay, that's really good. So what's next for your brand, or what's next for your both events?
So the next thing is the Night of Wonder Gala on the 21st of November.
Okay.
That is the next thing, and genuinely it's going to be definitely one of the biggest things that we've ever tried to pull off. Like, we've had events with over 100 people before. However, this one is, a little bit different. I feel like there's a lot of depth behind it. The theme for the event is coming back to the awe of God. And
really good.
and I feel like God in this season is like, okay, like, you always ask, like, how do we put you in the center? How do we put God in the center of our relationships? But like, God is like, just put me first.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? And everything else will work from there. You'll know, if you love me the way that I deserve to be loved, you'll be able to love the people in your life the way that you've been called to love them. So that is the theme, and it's going to be fun. Like, I think it's a chance for us to dress up as children of God. Men and women coming together in a room to just have great conversation, eat well, and to just fellowship and worship as well, and come back to the awe of God,
Yeah, that is really good. So is it still like spaces for 100, or is it a bigger event this time?
So it's a bigger event.
Okay.
It's a bigger event. We are hoping to get up to like 130 people in the space.
That's massive.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's really good. So how are you prepping? How is the prep for that one going?
Hectic.
As always. But then I was saying to you before we started, I'm like, because you put up so many events, don't you feel like you're a pro now in pulling off events?
I feel like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I do. I think where the stress comes sometimes is, the timing of things, or like replies, making sure that everything is as scheduled before even the day of the event. So I think that's where the hecticness comes. But like, apart from that, like, I'm feeling really good about this event. Like, I feel like everything is as it needs to be, as it's supposed to be, and everything's working out because it's not my event, it's God's event. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So do you get like sponsorship or partnership for the events you do, or is it all self-funded or just from sales from the tickets?
So until now it's definitely like been self-funded.
Okay.
And then obviously money from tickets as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that something you'd want to look at in future? Or
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. We need some sponsorship.
Exactly. Definitely.
If you want to sponsor.
Exactly. Send an email.
Yeah.
get the sponsorship rolling. I mean, we can't say no to sponsorship, can we?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're doing the Lord's work, so we need funding for it. Come on. Right. Okay. So if you take it back to 2 years ago, so like 2023 when you first started,
Yeah.
is there anything you think you'd have done differently?
I feel like as much as there's things that I would have wanted to like work out differently, for example, quitting my job, like I wouldn't have quit my job. However, I feel like it needed to happen because there's so much that I accomplished within those couple of months that I like was not like working and just like pouring into this that I accomplished. And I don't think I would have accomplished those things if my time was going elsewhere.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Because there are things you can do when you're like so focused in.
Yeah.
Without like, even though there's no money coming in at the time, but
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
that level of focus you're giving that thing, and you're
Yeah.
literally just smashing goals. And because it's taking off, you need that much, what do they call that thing? The much energy for it to take off. And then when it gets to a particular level, you can now start to share your focus to other things.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
relate.
I
Yes.
really did. I needed to
Yeah.
pour in. I needed to lock in. And I think, like I also felt like, okay, I have no choice but to lock it in. Like
Exactly.
God's made it impossible for me to do anything else. And yeah, amazing things came from that. So yeah.
Oh, that's really good. Okay, so for someone that is looking to go into the event space or create something similar to what you're doing, what advice would you have for them?
I would say be clear on the value that you want to provide for the people that you're bringing into these spaces. Be clear about the vision. And I feel like once you have those things, just start.
Even when they don't know where to start from.
YouTube.
Okay.
YouTube, or like I would also say like reach out to people who are doing similar things for advice. People are always willing to like give you some kind of advice on like where they started, what platforms they use, that kind of thing. Like I think don't like it's such an easy thing to say now that I'm like, like I'm doing it. But like don't be afraid to just hit the ground running and like even just start the planning process, even if you're not like promoting anything, or even if you haven't actually like set a date yet. I would say that just start planning, and then when you feel like you have the go ahead to actually do, then do.
Okay. Have you had times where you've reached out to a guest or maybe someone you want to be on either the panel or maybe one of the someone giving a talk or something and they've just said no? Or have you reached out to someone to ask for advice or suggestion and they've just not responded? And how do you navigate that?
Have I reached out to someone? I've definitely reached out to people and they haven't been able to like commit to doing things.
Okay.
But I feel like that's not something that should hold you back, if you know what I mean. I think that if someone can't do it, someone else can. So I would always say like have like a list of people that you would have do it, and don't take it personally if someone isn't able to, because life, like we're all adults, like we all have lives that require our attention as well. So I think don't take it personally if someone's not able to like be in the space, but always ensure that you're maintaining that relationship, even if they're not able to make it to this one. Like, you know, make it clear that you still want them involved in some way or another at the next one, per se, you know? So maintain that relationship, because if you wanted them for this one, like, surely you wanted them for a reason, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So I would say that. And in terms of like advice, not really. One thing I'm really grateful for is that I'm like friends with a lot of people who do very similar things to me.
Okay.
Like, where it doesn't look the same, it's still similar. So like, there's things that I can draw from them.
Okay.
There's like things that I can draw from their experiences and their lessons and what I've seen them go through or do. So I haven't ever really like had trouble in terms of like seeking advice necessarily. But yeah, I would say from my experience anyway, like seeing other people start, like, people are always willing to share. And though it might not always be like specific things, like it might not always be like specific vendors or something, you know, because some people can be like kind of like you know what I mean, with their vendors and manufacturers and stuff like that, or anything like that. But like, people are always willing to share.
That's really good. So I feel like, just from what you've said so far, so for people that are looking to start in an event space, I feel like just going to other people's events helps
100.
as well, collaborating, and just reach out to people. Whether if they answer you, fine, that's a plus. If they don't answer you, don't take it too personal. Just go with the flow and just find somebody else. So invite people for things that they don't show up. Obviously, you have like backup, somebody to like just balance things out, so it doesn't show that there's a gap. And then just go with the flow. Just start. That's all it is. Just start. What do you do to relax? Obviously, because you've got like so many things you're doing. How do you relax or just get your mind back in without burning out?
I love content, so I'm like always on like YouTube and like Instagram and stuff like that. You could say that's work as well, because that's kind of getting inspiration.
That's work. It doesn't sound like a Netflix and chill to me.
But I actually really enjoy it. I just like consuming. And I love to walk.
Okay.
I love to listen to music. I love to pray. I don't know. I live, like, obviously I'm really busy, but I really do live. I love to go to events as well. So I'm always doing something, but not everything is work for me. Sometimes it is just rest.
Okay, that's really good. Okay, so time for a quick fire round segment. Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
You're the first person that is saying coffee.
Really?
Yes. Did you see the shock on my face? I was about to say tea. Okay, cup of tea. Oh, coffee. Okay, that's good. I guess we have to, just to stay awake, or just for the...
I love the taste of coffee.
I hate the taste of coffee.
Really? No, you need to go somewhere good.
Okay, maybe it's the location.
I will send you the spots, okay? When you're free.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, no, because you just need good coffee.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. So routine or no routine?
No routine, because every day is different.
Exactly. Work from home or go into an office or studio?
I tend to do a lot of work in like coffee shops.
Okay.
So does that count as like...
Yeah, that counts for going out. Morning or night person?
Morning.
I feel like we're really alike in some cases.
Really?
Yes. 9 to 5 or entrepreneur?
Entrepreneur.
Okay. Road trip or flight?
Oh, flight.
Okay. What's your dream collaboration?
My dream collaboration. Oh my gosh, that's... Whoa. I haven't thought about this. No. Can it like be anything?
Yeah.
So I don't have a specific, but dream collaboration would have to be like a coffee like brand.
That is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you love coffee, I mean.
Yeah. And I host like events like called Coffee and Conversations as well. So I'm like, shout me.
That is so good.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can actually reach out to them and say, I have got this event, this community of X amount of ladies that are coming. Is it both male and female or just?
Tends to be like women, but I'm not opposed to
Yeah.
doing men and women.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Oof, from your mouth to God's ears. Coming soon.
Amen.
Email or phone call?
Email. I feel like phone calls take a lot of energy.
You're joking.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Do you know how much energy typing takes? Or do you know I'd rather get on the phone call and let's just get that conversation out than type it.
But emails, ChatGPT.
Yeah, you're still typing.
Yeah, no, but like you just copy and paste.
Yeah, there's still an effort that goes into copying and pasting.
Sorry. But it's so quick, whereas a phone call can last 3 hours.
Well, I suppose you could just leave it on speaker and just get other things done. Yeah, I get what you mean. What's your biggest business splurge that you do not regret?
Oh, splurge. My camera. Yeah.
That's really good. What's one app you cannot live without?
Oh, can't live without. Okay, Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, that's so bad.
It can get really, really addictive.
It can.
TikTok, Instagram, those apps. Oh my God. Sometimes I just silence them so I don't even see that they're there.
I genuinely blame Sheinnovates and He Said, She Said, because I have to just be on there to like post. Yeah. So like I can't take a social media break because everything's on there.
And there's no like we're closing down for a minute. It's like it's 24/7. People are posting every time.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to definitely be on top of it.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah. What motivates you?
What motivates me is like knowing that I'm like in God's will.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I remember being at events and I got asked what motivates me. I'm like, money. Were you at events? I'm like, I don't know what you guys are saying.
To be fair, I like that.
Money, I don't know what you're saying, but yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you've got the resources, you're able to like help people easily.
No,
you're able to live out your vision and whatever he's placed on your heart.
Yeah.
Even though I know they say, oh, he doesn't look at your bank balance to get you to do things. I feel like
it
do you
helps.
know how much what you can conquer with?
Yeah.
I mean, like a few million pounds in your account.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
No, so much. As long as your heart is in the right place.
Exactly.
You could do so much.
Yeah. I was listening to a founder recently that said he's worth, I think, a few billions. And it's like, do you know how many people I help? Now, imagine I double that money. That means I double the amount of people that I help. I'm like, that makes so much sense.
That's so powerful as well, you know?
Good, yeah. Yeah, anyways, what's next for your brand?
So I think bigger events. How that looks, I don't know yet. We're gonna start planning very much straight after this next gala. However, yeah, I think bigger events, more intentional topics as well. We're gonna go deep.
Okay.
Because we like to be below the surface anyway. But yeah, gonna go deep, bigger events, more intentional spaces, and like, you know, the atmosphere. Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. Whatever it is, however it looks, I think it's gonna be a really good thing.
As long as God is directing and leading the way, I think that's the most important bit.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely. Okay. Thanks for coming on the show today, Tiwi. It's been lovely sharing your journey with us and people that are looking to also go into the event space. It's been really amazing and inspiring. Wow. So if people want to find you or just see what you do, or how do they find you?
So you can find me on Instagram at Tiwi_Michelle. She Innovates is at sheinnovatesuk. And then for He Said, She Said, that's he said, she said .uk on Instagram and TikTok as well.
So like all social media platforms names are all the same?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So all that information will be in the show notes. So do well to go check out all the amazing things she gets up to and all the amazing events her community does. And you're definitely going to be blessed if you attend any of the events. Thanks for listening to Beyond the Collection by M.A.D. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a story. Share the episode and connect with us on all social media platforms. It's Beyond the Collection. Keep building, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.
Bye.